everyone, and welcome back to the Speaking Nerd Podcast, the place to talk about all things comics, movies, TV, video games, and everything nerdy. So, we got some news to cover today. If you missed Friday's episode, that was Alter Brat took over, and you can find it in the card up top. I had a really good time with that episode. I thought it was a lot of fun, But yeah, this is just some news of the week, some rumors, some trailers. One of these rumors has already been debunked, but I still kind of want to mention it anyway, just because I thought it was really cool, but actually, you know what? We'll talk about that first. So there was a rumor for the Spider-Verse sequel in the Spider-Verse 2 or whatever they're going to call it. There was a rumor that Christopher Daniel Barnes, who played the Spider-Man of the 90s cartoon and also various other versions and characters, it said that he would be reprising his role as his version, which was the 90s TV show for this movie. And when this rumor came out, I was excited. I mean, you got to take a pinch of salt with everything, especially rumors. But I mean, the fact that the idea of bringing back previous Spider-Man from various TV shows and movies and stuff, like, I thought it was pretty awesome. And, but yeah, the thing about this rumor is that it was debunked by Christopher Daniel Barnes himself. He made a video pretty much saying that, it wasn't true. It's fake. Like, I mean, it made me sad, but like, if it's coming from the man himself, then, it's, his word, man. And obviously, yeah, but, it got me thinking of, what other spider people could they possibly be adding? And could, out of those possibilities, some of them be from previous media? Like if they brought back Dan Gilvezan from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, or Neil Patrick Harris from the MTV series. Like, it's stuff like that like makes me curious on what they're going to be doing with the movie. Apparently the villain, like, this is also a rumor, but the villain is going to be the Spot, which is a very obscure Spider-Man villain, which you may remember was in the 90s TV show. So that is pretty interesting. But I can't wait for Into the Spider-Verse 2. It comes out next year. Hopefully we get like something about it later on this year, like a teaser trailer or something. Cause I'm in love with Spider-Verse. I've been in love with it ever since that first teaser trailer, which is probably one of my favorite trailers of all time. Like, it's definitely up there for sure, but yeah, hopefully some actual news comes out about it, and we get an idea of what the stakes are for this movie. But anyway, moving on to the next rumor I have, which is related to Doctor Strange, but also Spider-Man, because there's a rumor going around about a potential spin-off coming out of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which is now being helmed by Sam Raimi, and this consensus is that they want to do another Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie with Sam Raimi. So kind of Spider-Man 4, but maybe something else entirely. It's not really like clear. I heard some words going around about it potentially being like a Spider-Verse type movie. But it's pretty interesting what they have for this whole kind of setup and all that. Like uh, it's it they're doing this whole multiverse angle, and you know it's you know I can't even speak. It's um at the end of the day, I'm excited because Sam Raimi, he's a great filmmaker. Like besides the Spider-Man trilogy, like he's done Evil Dead and Drag Me to Hell and all these other various movies, which I recommend you go check out. Like he definitely has like an impressive uh, back catalog of films and stuff. But yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with this whole multiverse, and yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. But okay, the next bit of news, which is kind of Spidey related. This is the last time I'm really going to talk about Spider-Man, um, but Sony and Netflix made a deal for Sony's upcoming projects in 2022. So after its theatrical run, it'll be premiering on Netflix. So this includes stuff like the Spider-Man movies, Venom, Uncharted, I think was also on the list, and whatever else they have planned in store for 2022. Now, a lot of people are wondering why they didn't just go to Disney Plus, especially with the Spider-Man movies, because Spider-Man's in the MCU now, and I guess Venom and Morbius is also kind of roped in there too. I mean, it's not clear for Venom, but I mean Morbius. Morbius, I guess, is like if that last trailer was any indication, like the very end of it. I guess that kind of sub series is in the MCU. It's just haphazardly roped in. But yeah, it's really weird. Like it's a very weird situation. I don't mind it coming to Netflix because I use Netflix a lot. Whether it's for TV shows or for movies, whatever. Like usually I'm just on Netflix or Amazon Prime for whenever I'm in the mood to watch something. So these movies, I'm gonna watch them either way, and yeah, it's gonna be a good time. You know, watching the Spider-Man movies and stuff, like watching them at home on Netflix. I'm not upset that the Spider-Man movies are not coming to Disney Plus. Um, that's a whole bunch of legal mumbo jumbo, and um, yeah, it's just it's kind of own thing. So just leave it at that. Okay. Next we have some trailers that came out for a couple of stuff. Um, the first one I want to talk about is the Loki trailer. Now, this was a series that I was pretty unsure of. There are some things that I liked about it when I watched the Loki clip that I put for the reactions, which you can watch on the card up top. But you know, this trailer pretty much stamped down that this is gonna be a really fun movie, and or Disney Plus series, I should say, but like I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do with Loki. The fact that they're pretty much going through fixing up, various timelines and all this other stuff. And I don't want to kind of, like, I'm interested if they decide to go with the season 2, which they were talking about before WandaVision came out. Um, I guess we'll have to wait and see till like the first episode comes out, just to get a general idea of the show. But it looks interesting for sure. Um, probably probably like the Marvel series that I'm looking forward to um after Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I've been really enjoying, especially after that last episode. Um, um, that was pretty good. But okay, I guess we'll just rope in the other Marvel trailer that came out, Black Widow. Yeah, it's coming out in July, which I've talked about before on the podcast. I mentioned that in the previous episode. This is pretty much it's pretty much stamping in that it's coming out in July. So hopefully it keeps that release date, but I think we pretty much said all we need to say about Black Widow at this point. I'm sure by the time it comes out, we've all watched it. We're gonna do like a movie review. We'll talk about it on the podcast. But as far as just general impressions off the trailers, I think I'm a little more excited than the other hosts, but yeah, it's like there's some stuff that looks really cool, and then you got some major red flags, um but yeah, I don't know. It's Marvel's been having like a really good track record so far this year with their projects. Um, so hopefully they keep that, steam train rolling, and, it ends up being really good. But we'll just have to see in July. So, okay, next up, for trailers, the last trailer that we're going to talk about is the Batman Long Halloween trailer for part 1. I talked about Long Halloween on last Sunday's podcast, I believe. So yeah, I think I kind of went into a little bit of a rant there, um, but I have a rant coming out for Monday, which is pretty much talking about the DC animated movies. I'll go into more detail there, um, but just from this trailer, like it looks good. It looks good. I'm not overly hyped about it. Um, I think one issue about the trailer is that we really didn't get much of Jensen Ackles as Batman. We got a little bit of it, especially in the beginning, but I just wanted to hear a little bit more and see if it was good, or like just get a general idea of how I feel about it. But the art style is pretty much going with their latest movies, like the Justice Society, World War One, and then also like Superman, Man of Tomorrow. It's still kind of in that ballpark. I was talking with or I saw this on Batman Ultra 7's Discord server. They were talking about the movie, and I don't agree that it's pretty much like it taking some elements from Tim Sale's art. I just feel like it's doing its own thing, and I'll get into it more in the rant, but it's just like I wish that when they decide to do these adaptations of classic comic book stories, they actually decide to adapt it rather than picking and choosing from various parts of it. Um, but yeah. Anyway, it's not really much else to say about the trailer. I enjoyed it, but anyway, I'm gonna move on to the last bit of news to talk about, which is the Deadpool Hulu series rumor that kind of circled around the last couple days. Apparently, it's starring Ryan Reynolds, and I don't know how I feel about this. Honestly, I'm just, I want to be excited, but at the same time, it makes me sad for Donald Glover and potentially what he was gonna do with Deadpool and stuff. Like I when I saw the rumor, that's the first thing I immediately thought of, and it's kind of sad, honestly. I feel bad for that whole situation, and if this is a real thing, we'll just have to see how it pans out. But I don't know. I'm like 50-50 here on this. It's kind of hard. Like, it's kind of hard to say at the moment, but yeah. that that pretty much is it for the podcast today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, there's not really much to talk about in these last few weeks. Not a whole lot of news has really been out there. It's it's just been kind of like a just a bit of a sort of quiet month. We get some bits and pieces here and there, like the long Halloween stuff and whatever. But as far as everything else goes, like there's not really much else to it other than that. But anyways, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Be sure to follow all of us down below on our YouTube channels and Twitters. I added that in there because I know that I didn't have it before. But anyway, I'm going to do it now. So down below you can find our Twitters, our YouTube channels. Be sure to subscribe, all that. I hope you all have a great night. Thank you all so much for watching. And don't forget to tune in to next Friday's podcast, which will be Batman Ultra 7's episode. Jesus. He's going to be taking over the podcast for this episode. And it's going to be fun. I promise you that. So anyway, take care, everybody.